Hello, this is the streaming service with me, Justin Hill. I'm like the ASMR version of the TV guide you used to pore over trying to find something decent to watch. Oh, turn the page. I'll give you the rundown on everything worth watching that has landed on streaming services this week, plus catch you up on all the behind-the-scenes news you may have missed. This week, Charlie Hunnam reveals his latest series left him in hospital, some steamy vampire on vampire action, and Lindsay Lohan is back. You know when you read a good book and it's so good you just want to relive it on the big screen? Well, that's exactly the idea behind the new Apple TV Plus series Shantaram. It's based on the best-selling novel of the same name, and it's actually a bit of an action/love story about a fugitive by the name of Lynn Ford, that's played by Sons of Anarchy star Charlie Hunnam, who wants to disappear into 1980s Bombay. But the problem is he's on the run from his shady past, and then he falls in love with a woman called Carla, and he has to decide if he wants freedom or love. The series was shot right here in Australia and in India, and when we caught up with Charlie at the red carpet premiere for the show, we asked what he loved most about living in Melbourne, nailing his Aussie accent, and the disease he picked up while he was filming.
You nailed that accent.
Oh, thank you. Did I really?
Yes.
Okay, I was very nervous about that.
Really? It's a hard one to nail. How did you get it so perfect?
I had a wonderful dialect coach. I watched endless early Nick Cave interviews, just endlessly. And then what else did I do? I think that was about it.
You could have watched some Kath and Kim.
I could have, yeah, I should have.
How was Melbourne? Was it fun shooting down under?
I love Melbourne. What a great city. I went to Melbourne the first time when I was 2 years old for 6 weeks, and so I feel like me and Melbourne go back, but I love it.
What did you take away from India when you shot there? What did you love about or learn about it?
Mainly dengue fever. No, India's a life changer, a world changer. The people, the food, the culture, this man. It was just amazing, but I did also get dengue fever.
That's rough.
It is rough.
If you've read the book, then you've got to check this one out. Or if you just love a series with a fugitive trying to outrun his past, Shantaram is out Friday, October 14 on Apple TV Plus, with the first 3 episodes dropping all at once. This one gets 8 suitcases full of money out of 10. Calling all fans of the wildly popular TV series Supernatural, the spin-off of the show The Winchesters is here. Now, not everyone from the OG show is back for this one. Jensen, Ackles, who played Dean in Supernatural, is, though. He's the narrator of this new series, and he tells the story about how his parents, John and Mary, met in the 70s, fell in love, fought monsters, of course they did, and went looking for their missing fathers.
What's your name?
You don't want any part of this life.
You were raised to be...
A hunter.
We've been chasing your dad since he walked out our door.
Was my dad a hunter? Did you ever hear of Henry Winchester?
I'm Mary.
It's nice to officially meet you, Mary. You're looking for your dad too, right?
Dad was hunting demons, and now he's missing.
Sounds like there's answers in there for the both of us.
The only thing worse than how it starts for hunters is how it ends.
If you're missing Supernatural or you just love a show about vampires and other creepy stuff, give this one a go. You can catch The Winchesters on Binge now. It gets 7 Frankensteins out of 10. Speaking of all things supernatural, I have been busting to tell you about a series that I've been watching, and it might sound a little bit familiar. Do you remember the 1994 movie Interview with the Vampire starring Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt? Well, it's been made into a series and it is brilliant. It stars Jacob Anderson as Louis Dupont Dulac, who you might remember as Grey Worm from Game of Thrones, and Aussie Sam Reed as Lestat de Leoncourt. Now, you remember how there were those sexual undertones between Louis and Lestat in the film? Well, they definitely made it made it clear this time that the boys are lovers and, they just hunt people down and drink their blood while having a gay old time.
I was not yet ready to hunt, but desperate to feed.
It's best to let the food come to you.
You're not welcome in this home.
This is how it has to be.
I don't want to kill people.
You're a vampire.
I could not save myself, but I could save her.
She'll be what? A daughter?
We're a family.
She is poisoning you against me.
You two have each other. Who am I supposed to love?
This is not a life! You took
my life!
If you love the series True Blood or even just the original film, then this is right up your alley. So the way they've set up this series, it's sort of a follow-on from the movie. And I don't know if you remember in the film how Louis meets a journalist and then he retells his story about how he met Lestat, how he became a vampire. Well, this series is set 50 years later when he meets up with him again and he has another go at telling the story, but in more detail this time. It's so good. You can check out Interview with the Vampire on AMC Plus in Australia. Oh, and it's not the only Anne Rice book that they're turning into a series either. They just dropped the trailer for Mayfair Witches, which is another one of her books. Now, that's going to debut in 2023. I'm giving this one 9 litres of blood out of 10. You know when you're a kid and you'd go snorkeling thinking you'd find some lost treasure under the sea? Well, there are actually people who do that for a living, and they've made a TV series about it. Shipwreck Hunters Australia is one of the very first Disney Plus original series shot in Perth, and it's based around the adventures of some real-life Aussie shipwreck hunters who discover these wrecks and how they got there. When I caught up with Andre and Noosh from the show, I wanted to know if anything ever freaked them out when they were diving so far underwater.
Broome was pretty interesting. So we had complete zero viz, like you literally can't see the watch on your hand. So we're down in 20 meters of water and we're trying to discover wrecks that have never been found, and we're using our hands through the mud, and there's crocodiles around. And that was one area that got us sort of like a bit nervous for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think, the ocean is beautiful and it can be calm and like the flattest you've ever seen it, but it can also be scary, and you have to give it the respect that it deserves, because if you're challenged with like bad weather, the weather will usually always win.
If you like real-world adventure, treasure hunting and a bit of history from the high seas, then you can catch all 6 episodes of Shipwreck Hunters Australia on Disney Plus now. This one gets 6 treasure chests out of 10. Arrgh. I'm a pirate. This week, 21 years ago, we were introduced to Elle Woods, a determined young woman who was set to be a lawyer and to get into the best school to do so. Like that's hard? Fun fact about Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon had written into her contract that she got to keep all of her outfits from the movie, and that ended up being over 60 outfits that she still got kept in special boxes in storage for a rainy day. Or she might even roll them out for the 3rd installment of the movie that is happening. It's set to start filming shortly, and yes, Jennifer Coolidge will be reprising her role as Paulette. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. You can check out Legally Blonde 1 and 2 on Prime Video now. Oh, break out the Tia Maria and put on the footy franks, because I'm up to Pussy's bow with announcements this week. First up, Channel 7 have announced that a 2-part Kath and Kim special is coming later this year. It's called Kath and Kim, Our Effluent Life, with never-before-seen moments, special guests, and no doubt, some gumnut baby earrings. Also, I don't know about you, but all I wanted for Christmas this year was for Lindsay Lohan to make a triumphant return to the screen, and it seems like my present has dropped a little early with the trailer for Lindsay's new Netflix movie Falling for Christmas. This sees Lilo playing a spoilt heiress who loses her memory and finds love in a handsome lodge owner played by Glee star Cord Overstreet.
Is it a dead body?
Sheriff, could you please tell her to let me out of here?
First, we need to figure out who you are.
What do you mean, who I am? My name is...
So what are we supposed to do with her?
I have a place.
Does it have room service? The doctor did say that if I did normal things, my memory might come back.
Doctor's orders.
Have you ever actually made a bed, dear?
I don't think so.
It feels very The Parent Trap 2.0 with just a dash of Lindsay's former BFF Paris Hilton. If you want a very quick rundown on everything that's worth watching for the month of October on each platform, follow me on TikTok at @just_Hill_now. That's all for this week from me. I will, of course, be back next week when I'll have a sneak peek at the 11th season of one of my favourite series, American Horror Story. Make sure you subscribe to the streaming service on the LiSTNR app to be the first to hear it, and I'll see you next week.
LiSTNR.